Hello, beautiful people. Welcome to this week's episode. We have Reverend Jacqui Lewis, who is a preacher from New York City, who comes to talk to us about what it means to bring brave love into this world through God, spirituality, and just your everyday interactions. I think you guys are going to love this one. Get cozy, settle in, listen up.
Hi.
Dr. Jacqui. I don't know why I'm calling you that, but
just Jacqui.
Just Jacqui.
Yeah.
Thanks for being here. Thanks for coming over.
Thank you. It was a beautiful ride to Brooklyn today.
So, Jacqui, we had a brief magical interaction.
We did.
At a retreat.
Yeah.
And just being around you, like love emanates from your whole being.
That's so nice to hear.
And the season of my podcast that I just started this year is really about being brave.
Yeah.
And just inspiring little brave nuggets. And you embody, just knowing you for a minute, bravery through love. Love. I met your husband. You guys made me cry, just your whole interaction. He's so sweet. And so I'm so honored to chat with you about all things love, love in the religion of Christianity, which can feel quite limiting, and that's not how you preach. So I guess I start off these by, what's the last brave thing you've done, for yourself, for your community, for anything?
Yeah. The last brave thing I did was get up this morning and be black on the planet.
Right. Yeah.
It's rough.
Yeah.
It's also beautiful.
Yeah.
At 8:00 this morning, I had a meeting with some people reading my Fierce Love book, which made me so proud. But I also think it's brave to sit in a room with people reading your book. I pour some tea, spill some tea, how does that go, in that book about my family. But I was being brave and bold in that book to be encouraging other people to be brave and bold. The first chapter of Fierce Love is about loving yourself. So I think it's brave to wake up in the morning saying, I got this. Yeah. I might be allergic. I might be tired. But I got this. I'm full of qualities and thoughts and feelings and hopes and dreams and disappointments and terrors and truths with so many years on the planet. For me, it's 66. And it's brave to say, in a world that doesn't love our flesh, I really like me. I really do love who I am and who I'm becoming, who I'm always on a journey toward. I love that girl that was a little girl, and I love this woman that's a grown-ass woman. And in between all of that are all the normal insecurities that we all have. But to just lean into the bravery of owning your superpowers and owning your BS, all of it's part of it.
No, I remember on this retreat, you said, did you say that God is love and God is in me and I love her or something like that?
Yeah.
And I took a note because I'm just stepping into my self-love, love journey, and also my relationship with the higher powers, and all of that is within us, and I love that, and I love who that is in my body.
Isn't that cool?
It's so freaking cool.
That's an Ntozake Shange quote from her for colored girls who have considered suicide when the rainbow was enough. Ntozake Shange was Karen Brown, I think was her name, and had come to herself in a Black Power movement and changed her name and lived in Princeton, New Jersey, and went to the Witherspoon Presbyterian Church, I heard. But that play was so beautiful, like I think 7 or 9 women in different colored dresses dancing and singing in this choreo poem that was off Broadway and then on Broadway and then at the Public Theater and then made a movie. I think maybe in that order, but I found God in myself and I loved her fiercely. Oof. Yeah, right? Like all of the higher powers inside us and outside of us, like stardust.
100%, yes. So Jacqui, as a little girl, is she the same as you are today? This open-minded, religious leader? Can you just walk us through a little bit of your upbringing? And
Oh my goodness.
I know.
I think I'm more like little Jacqui than I'm like, say, 18, 19-year-old Jacqui.
Okay,
You know?
yeah.
Like little Jacqui, my little person was the oldest in a family of kids that then added our half-brother. So then I was the oldest girl. But I had I can fly energy. I had, it's not shocking, right? But I had, I can help mom make the eggs and I can help dad change the tires and I can cut my brother's hair, poor brothers. I learned how to cut their hair. It was shocking at first how their lines would be up by their ears, but I learned how to cut their hair. I felt like I could, I was Dorothy. I played Dorothy in The Wizard of Oz when I was a little kid.
Oh my
and
gosh.
thought, I can click my heels 3 times and I can do anything.
Okay, so you
Right?
magic in this,
yeah.
okay.
And time in a culture changes girl children a lot.
Yeah.
You get into the no mo's, don't drink, don't smoke, don't have sex, don't be sassy, don't be loud, don't. So I think especially girl children, but maybe all children, get taught compliance, which is essential to survive. But sometimes you get compliance teaching that makes you squash yourself. I mean, I did.
Exactly.
Did you?
Same.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Right?
absolutely. Yeah.
So I think the journey to ourself includes picking up the pieces of our bravest child, the bravest child time, when you thought you could jump off a building. You found out you can't, but you thought you could fly down those stairs. You thought you could jump on a pillow and not bump your head. You thought you could fly on the swing set and jump off and not scratch your knees. But a little bit of that magical thinking is good for us.
Right. Okay. So I agree. So you've had that, and I'm bringing that back, right? And it's so I turned 40 this year.
Happy birthday.
Thank you. And I feel more magical than ever, almost. But
You're saying at 40, you're feeling like you're bringing magic
I
back.
kind of am. Yeah.
Let me hear about that.
Okay. So I've wanted to have a podcast. I want to have a late night talk show since I was a little girl.
Too. We should do that together.
Exactly. Yeah. But I have, and no shade, mom and pop, if you're watching this, but in my family, being the loudest, being the want to be seen was not necessarily celebrated.
Okay.
And now I'm just like, screw it. I quit a kick-ass job I had this year because I'm taking this creative practice seriously.
Good for you.
I'm connecting with nature in different profound ways. I'm bringing back aspects of religious practices all over the world that are speaking to me. I'm thinking about how to translate that into my children. I'm kind of popping off a little.
I like it. I love it.
Kind of
Popping
am.
off is good.
Yeah, it's really
How did
nice.
it feel to let go of your job? And
it was a grieving process.
Yeah.
This was the biggest job I've had.
Yeah.
I was so proud.
Yeah.
But I could feel in my body that it was just time.
Yep.
And it wasn't out of anything bad happening. It was just genuinely like, Cara, it's time for you to shed this and move on. So it was a lot of tears, a lot of journaling, a lot of processing.
Yeah.
But I feel free as a bird.
That's great.
I feel amazing. Yeah.
I love that.
Thank you. Yeah.
I see that pop off energy.
The energy is popping off. And I'm in this great place of privilege.
Yeah.
And I used to even hide behind that. Okay, so I'm privileged, so I guess I can't really talk about what it's like to inspire other people because I have a lot of security behind me.
Yeah.
But now I'm like, screw that.
Right.
So all of the things in my head that were keeping me from doing a thing are quieter and quieter and quieter.
I'm so glad.
Thank you. I appreciate
We
that.
need popping off women.
I think we need popping off energy.
We
Exactly.
do.
We really do. And when I think about religion, and I'm grappling with this just
Yeah.
to be totally, upfront.
Tell me the truth.
Yeah, exactly. Where it's when I think about organized religion,
Yeah.
I think about it being more protective of a particular tribe or mindset or people.
Yep.
But that is not your belief
No.
system at all.
No, not at all.
And so I'm curious, for people who are just getting to know you and me, what is your belief system and, within organized religion? And when you are preaching amongst your community, is there a bravery and need in practicing a more open-minded practice?
Oh, yeah, those are great questions. I was listening to one of my friends today, Jamar Tisby, I just want to say, is this really wonderful younger than me, Black historian who has a new podcast something like Truth and Justice is the Way, but Jamar Tisby. And I heard him saying today, he was in a conversation with a clergy person. He's not a clergy person. And the clergy person said, what would you say to the people who are, afraid that if they say the truth or are too political, people will lose their church? And Jamar said, grow a spine. And I thought, in the name of Jesus, grow a spine.
Yes.
So what do I believe? I believe that there's more than one path to God. And any other kind of assertion that there isn't is some audacity, some audacious claim that if there is a God, which I believe there is, that God would only want a few of us to find them, him, her. And what the hell? Be stingy. What? Nope, not you, but you.
Exactly.
What kind of God is that?
Yeah.
What kind of puny, behind, stingy, insecure God is bipping and bopping only 150 of you can get in the club? Or that's insanity.
I love it.
So I think, of course, as a person, I inherit the Christian faith from my parents who didn't believe there was more than one path to God because they were Black people from Mississippi who had been catechized into this one God who loves us all. But one God meaning a Jewish, Christian, Muslim God that loves us all, right? Okay, that's also too small. I think that our spiritual journey, our quest to know a holy other or God or higher power, however we say it, is almost like a incandescent and archetypal yearning for love. We don't know God, what God is like or higher powers are like, but there's this kind of belief that it's not just me, that when you are in your mother's womb, you're in relationship to the love that is superabounding already. You're already in a relationship with the holy, whatever that is. And you come out of the womb kind of hoping that it's really real and attaching to your mother or whoever is feeding you, whoever is nurturing you. We make an attachment there first. And in a way, is it the bottle as God, or is the nipple God, or is the mother God, or the father, whoever's feeding you, kind of fills in for that holiness and that love that you need to lean into? You know what I mean? The safety. You already had a relationship with the holy everything inside here, but you come out needing a physical manifestation of that. And so, when some of the prophets say, we don't belong to our parents, we come through our parents. I think that's real, that the parents, the good enough parents, the parents stand in for God. All this is to say, I believe that God is everywhere. I believe that God is all the love. I believe there's more than one path to that love. And anything less than that articulation is just making God too small. That's what I really believe. And my job is to interpret the scripture I've been given. I'm not an expert on the Bhagavad Gita. I'm not an expert on the Quran. I'm not an expert on the Hebrew scriptures, though I know a lot about them. But I am an expert on Jesus. So my job as a preacher is to make Jesus acceptable, accessible, palatable, delicious, yummy, invitational. I'm not changing Jesus. I'm saying, look at the teachings of this dude right here. This is everything. Love your neighbor as yourself. Do unto others as you'd have them do unto you. These teachings are fabulous.
Wow.
So how can I help a teenager who's struggling with sexuality find Jesus' friend? How can I help a senior about to retire find Jesus his companion? How can I help a family trying to find a spiritual path say Jesus can be it? And show Jesus, as I do in my children's book, with a fade and afro and like, see how this brown person is like you. That's our job, is to interpret this particular path as a path that can work for you.
Amazing.
Right?
Yeah. Done. Okay, got it. Yeah, so your foundation is this freedom for all, liberation,
Yeah.
for all people. So I love that. Like, why are you making God so small?
Why?
Yeah, what
as
are we
opposed
doing
to
here?
as opposed to bigger.
Exactly.
And maybe as opposed to
That is so
like
simple.
like a warrior who only wants to love a few of us. How about light and love? And these metaphors, I'm not making up these metaphors. You know, the metaphors in the scriptures about who God is everything from a mother with, one of the names for God in the Hebrew scriptures is El Shaddai. Maybe people who are listening have heard that because there's a song, El Shaddai, and Amy Grant made it famous and whatever. Like, what does El Shaddai mean? Well, El is God, and Shaddai is breasts or mountains, but breasts.
Okay.
So the metaphors for a nurturing God who will feed you on their breasts and hold you under their wings and walk alongside you through the storms and still them. All of these metaphors are in the scriptures because people are trying to say, what is God like? Well, God is like a fill in the blank. And I don't even know if it's brave, but Grow a Spine was resonating with me when I told you that story, because if what we think we're doing is teaching people how to function inside the bounds of empire, we should get another job.
Yeah. And so with this, I want to keep pushing this because I think at our retreat, someone was asking a question to you. They were saying that I'm in a conservative family,
Right.
a religious but conservative family.
Right.
How can I have these conversations to expand the idea of love, Jesus, God, to help heal all of the, what do you say? Hot mess times.
Hot mess times.
That we're in, right?
Right.
It's because I think people are turning to religion right now, rightfully so. But I'm wondering if religion can help be the solve, the light,
Yeah.
rather than something else, basically.
I think it can. I think it often has been. And it also has been a tool for divisiveness and empire and derision. And I mean, we didn't have 9/11 because of, political science. We had it because of religion and politics, right? We have Christian nationalism because of religion and politics. We had the Klan. We had Nazism. We had apartheid
Because of religion?
because of religion.
Because there was like a single, like they thought God was just wanted.
Because they thought they could hijack God to make theologies of whiteness. I mean, in South Africa at Stellenbosch University, they created a theologies of apartheid. We Americans taught Germans how to do Jewish Holocaust. Shoel. We did that. We did that because we have created a God that's on the side of empire.
Yeah.
And God's not on the side of empire. So what I would say, how to have that conversation with our families, to just try to bring that back. Who do you think God is, or what do you think God is like, is a good question for old people and young people, little kids. When you think about God, what is God like, and give them a chance to really dream, kids will say God is love, or God is a friend, or if before they're catechized, I think the God in their imagination is maybe looks like them. I think God is peace everywhere, or I think God is in everything. And so conversations can just expand the idea of who God is. That's how we got to scriptures. People were talking to each other and telling each other their stories and then writing it down.
Right. It's kind of back to this. magical thinking that
Right.
this is the theme. It's like,
Right.
what's the most open-minded, like open in your body, in your mind way that you can think about a thing that is not constrictive and not small-minded?
Exactly.
Basically.
Exactly.
Yeah, interesting.
And I think, all the Christians in the world are not small-minded, for sure.
Right.
Many of the Christians in the world are doing amazing, loving, world-healing work, for sure. And right now in the United States of America, but not only here, there's a rising tide of nationalism that is sometimes propagated through religion, taught through religion, that hijacks religion as a tool.
Yeah.
That's real. So I think a way to unmask that is with our own vulnerability and our own imagination, because nobody yet has met God. I've been working hard for God for a long time, and I've not met them. I don't know what they look like, So the way we sort of teach each other about God is by telling stories to each other about how God has shown up in our lives. Has God shown up and saved you from harm or from fear? Has God comforted you along the way? Did you feel God when you were like frightened?
Yeah.
Did you feel God when you were joyful and singing beautiful songs? The composite then of God image, if you will, comes from our imaginations, our magical thinking, but also our hopes and dreams.
Yes.
Some of us want God to be a mean MF
Yeah.
that beats up everybody else.
Yeah.
That's the dream we have, is that we will be protected from
Right.
all
I'm wondering
harm.
what that is. Yeah, maybe it is a protection. Like, okay.
Right.
Yeah.
Right? If God is, if God on high has an army of angels who can kill our enemies, whew, we
Yeah,
feel
I'm
safe.
safe. Yeah, exactly.
Right? But also that same God you might be the enemy that day.
You just
next
might.
Day. You just might be. How are you
Absolutely.
feeling now? So, yeah.
Amazing. Okay, so now let's go into fierce love. Oh my gosh. Okay, so you wrote a book. Is this your first book?
It is not my first book.
Okay.
My first book was a book for children called "You Are So Wonderful," and it's a kind of rhyming Seussian. You are so wonderful just because you're you.
Oh my gosh.
No one else has eyes like you. No one has a smile like you.
Cute.
Yeah. So that's my first book. And
Is
then
that fun?
That's good.
Yeah.
No one else
So
has
good.
your nose. So much fun to write.
Okay.
So much fun to write.
Great.
But Fierce Love is my first, we call it trade book.
Okay.
Where a real, not a churchy publisher, but Penguin Random House.
Cool.
Published it. Yeah.
Get it.
Get it.
Okay. So it's Fierce Love.
Yep.
And man, all right. I think so. In your book, you give us practical tips
Yes.
about like how to activate fierce love, and I
Right.
love that you start with yourself. I want to go through as much as possible.
Yeah.
And also, I do want to touch on your marriage.
Yeah.
So what I know about him is that he seems like a quiet, peaceful white man.
Yes.
And your journey together. What I know is that he stood up and he wrote a poem.
Yes.
He wrote a poem at this retreat.
Yeah.
And at the end of the poem, he was basically writing his love note to you. I was bawling.
Yeah.
And something about the last couple of sentences was almost like a prayer or an armor saying like, let the naysayers drop
Yeah.
off,
Right.
you know?
Yep.
And that was just so powerful.
He's the best guy. I think he adapted the poem that he had read to me at our wedding, and he's. I think John doesn't say he's a writer, but he's a beautiful writer, English major. He's. I always say he's my best thing besides me, and I used to say he was my best thing, but we've outgrown that. But he's my partner. We really found each other working together at a think tank about religion, and working on race at the think tank about religion. And I fell in love with his feminism, his not effeminateness, guys. I didn't say that, but his feminism, his putting women forward, his putting me forward, his
Wow.
anti-racist, fiery commitment to justice.
Wow.
And his calm and beautiful spirit, and his also don't take no messness.
Yes.
He's just quite remarkable. And our partnership is remarkable. And it is worthy a remark, actually, too, that this kind of fiery, loud black lady is married to this quiet white man. And he's not nearly as quiet as he looks.
Okay,
but,
love it.
But the combination, our yin-yang, is very strong allyship. And every single day, I feel grateful for all of the events in my life and all the events in his that led us to each other, which is fate in a way, or just random. I don't know. But a couple days ago, we were with our grandchildren and our son Joel, his son Joel, who now belongs to me too, and our daughter-in-law Gabby. I fixed them up at church, but that's another talk for another podcast. But just being in that space, Gabby's Jamaican American and Joel is white like his dad. So when we're together, there's like the Jamaican girl and the black girl and the two white guys that belong to each other, and these mocha chocolate children, yes. Ophelia and Octavius, who are magical and remind me every day of why I do what I do in the world. Just beautiful, magical children being raised by parents who are intentional. One of them who came from the seed of John. It's a miracle to see the generations of love at work, to see us all trying to do the right thing. It's such a gift.
It's amazing. It's extraordinary. I know. I really resonate with that. Like, I'm leaning into, I also have this wonderful husband, a partner who is calm and steady, and these two children that we're raising that are beautiful and challenging, but leaning into the love that's in my home is such a source of power for me.
Isn't it true?
Somewhere else you said that you're just kind of bored. You're bored with this hatred. You're bored with this mess.
Yep.
Me too. I'm bored with it. I'm like let's
stop.
Let's stop doing this.
Yeah.
Everybody work a little harder to just love the person a little bit more, like something. We got to shake this up a little bit.
We do.
Yeah.
We do. And I know you're going to say, wake the fuck up. And that's exactly what we have to.
Yeah, exactly.
We just have all of the things we need to make a better world.
We do.
What are we doing?
What is happening?
Stop.
Literally, all of us. Me, you, everybody. Exactly. Let's stop. Okay, so is that what your book about? Like, just to kind of shake us into action, but through this fierce love?
I think so.
Okay, absolutely.
It is 9 chapters on loving better. And the first 3 are on loving yourself. And the next 3 are on loving your posse, your immediate people. And the third is loving the world. And I'm 100% convinced that we can't love the world if we don't love our posse and if we don't love ourselves.
Cool.
Like, that's all connected together. And the love of self goes first. First chapter, first verse.
I can't
love
wait.
you.
It's so, so real because, again, back to like we just in our own life. I've noticed when I've stopped nitpicking my husband so much or being mad at my kids for not doing this, my love can expand.
It can.
Yeah.
It can. We have an unlimited source of love. And I'm not, it could be simple to say, part 1, love yourself. Part 2, love your people. Part 3, that it's not that way. It's not linear. Our love, your love for the planet is at the same time that you're pushing your kid out on the swing or, making dinner for your John, I'm making dinner for my John. Yeah. All of those loves are happening simultaneously. And yet, I think loving ourselves, loving all of ourselves, loving all the parts of us, the many pieces of us, including the part of us that we least enjoy or the one that makes us feel estranged from ourselves, loving that self is rehearsal for loving your strangest neighbor.
Girl.
Right?
Yeah.
Like, I don't really enjoy that part of you, Jacqueline. But let's see if we can love her, because loving her might make her better. And she belongs in here with all of us, all the Jackies. Internal family systems. I'm a psychologist person, and that's a part of that idea, is that part of my mom is in here, and part of my dad is in here, and part of my little Jackie's in here. We started with that. So there's a way in which the expansiveness of our heart, the compassion we have for our own self, helps us have compassion and love for other people.
It's just so beautiful. I don't know how anybody could not listen to this, hear you speak, read your book, and not just feel a little tingly.
Ooh, that's so nice,
A
guys.
little bit,
tingly.
yeah, just a little bit, and that's beautiful. And I know that this is rooted in practices that have been around forever. Ubuntu, you
Yes.
mentioned a lot of them, and I just went to I went to a retreat
You did.
with I learned from a 16th generation samurai. Jacqui.
Really?
Yes. I learned I had a sword and I wore a samurai. I'm in my transition phase where I'm just doing
I
a lot
love
of,
that.
yeah.
Good for you.
And his mantra, and I don't know if this is coming from Japanese culture or if just his, we are one.
We are one.
We are one. We are one with the nature. We are one with each other. And you, yeah. And so I know that is a lot of your foundation as well.
It is a lot of the world's major religions foundations. It is human. Ubuntu, I think, predates all the stuff. Because it's from South Africa, right? That philosophy, I am who I am because you are who you are. I can't be human by myself. When the South African desert was a wet plain, which is part of our evolutionary journey, humans came from that. So I playfully say, we were slithering around. We came out of the cave. We went, what's that? What's this stuff out here? And we realized how much we needed each other. So we related to each other as though we were one with different parts.
Yeah.
This one human entity, somebody's going to watch the babies and someone's going to fetch the water and someone's going to cook the food and someone's going to protect us. And like we can't do living by ourselves. We can't. And they knew that. Primitive people understood that. And, industrial age, all the ages lead us to tools and industry and machines and science that give us the illusion that we don't need each other. But it's an illusion.
What about the people who are thinking I can live in a bunker all by myself and make my own food and not talk to anybody for the rest of my life? They could live that way, I guess.
Would they be alive?
Where would they get their food? Yeah, exactly. Where would they get their food? They could make their food.
At
Grow
some
it.
point, you could. But at some point, all by yourself, I would argue that's not. That's alive.
Yeah, yeah.
You can be alive.
There we go.
But is that flourishing? Is
Right,
that thriving?
fair enough.
Is that living?
Yeah.
Yeah,
there
is
we
that
go.
is that really what you want?
Yeah, exactly.
Is that going to get it done?
Yeah, exactly. Is there any joy at all in that? This is beautiful. You're beautiful.
You're beautiful.
I appreciate
We're
this.
going to just have more talks. Let me leave us with this thought. We are talking to each other when it's almost Thanksgiving and it's colder than I want it to be outside. So we're going to get into this, everybody's holy days. Thanksgiving and, which
Yeah.
I'm going to call Indigenous People Day.
We do
number
need to
2.
call it that, yes.
Because, really, let's
get
stop
serious.
acting like there was some precious exchange of stuff and
Exactly.
then suddenly turkeys. No. But the way that we're going to be reflective, gratitude is a cool thing to reflect on. Reflecting on why we're here on this land that belongs to the Lenape people. Let's reflect on that. And let's reflect on what it means in our, say, Christian story, that love becomes flesh. In the Christian story, in the beginning was the Word, and the Word was God, and the Word came to be with us. It's what the way the writer of John says it, which is my favorite nativity story. It's not about babies at that moment. It's about love coming all the way down to be one with us.
Interesting.
Think about that.
Okay.
So all the way to be one with us. So not only are we one with each other, but we're one with God. Umkunkar, I'm not saying that right, but that's the Sikh tradition. We are one. We are one with each other, and we are one with the holy, and we are one with the universe. And we are all made of the same stuff. Now, how does that shape the way we pray? How does that shape the way we spend our money? How does that shape the way we interact with each other, with each other's kids? How does that shape our politics? I'm one. If the lady next door to me doesn't have any food, my stomach is growling.
Yeah.
So I'm just wanting to invite us to reflect on what it really means to be brave, is to acknowledge how connected we are to each other and to go and live our lives as though everybody's our kin.
Done. Amazing. I'll happily bring that with me into the holiday season.
Thank you
Thank
all.
you so
Thank you all. Thank you
much.
so much.